Hello and welcome to Changing Up Classics. I'm Chef Danielle from Your Culinary Experience, and my goal is to take your favorite dish and change it up to suit your food allergy so that you can still enjoy it and love it. Today we're here to make baked ziti and chicken parmesan, which are my sister's two favorite dishes. Now Nicole, why did you ask me to make those two dishes in particular?
These are my two favorite meals, however they contain a lot of dairy.
True.
So I would love for you to show me how to make them.
Okay. So first, to make marinara sauce, we need to drizzle a little bit of olive oil and make sure that the pan is hot. You're going to add in the pork sausage, and you want to hear that sizzle. That way you know that the pan is hot.
For how long should I cook this for? Should I turn it?
If it moves easily, then you know you can turn it. And you just want it to be golden brown on each side, just about a minute or so on each side. You're not trying to cook it, you're just trying to brown it.
Okay.
And then we're going to add the onions and the carrots and the garlic into the oil and the sausage. Okay, so we've already chopped the onions, so now we need to chop the garlic. And you just want to do in a rocking boat motion, back and forth, in order to start to mince the garlic.
Okay.
And then you're going to clean the knife. And the best thing when you're chopping garlic is to actually keep the knife wet, because then it helps the garlic not to stick to the knife. Okay, so what we're going to do now is take some of the garlic and put it in this saute pan, and that's actually going to be for our garlic bread later on. Okay, so now that the sausages are nice and golden brown, we're going to add in the onions and the garlic and the carrots. You want to evenly distribute it all around the pot. You can give it a nice shake. Smells good, right? It does. So we're just going to leave that be, which will take about a minute, and then we're going to come back and add the diced tomatoes into the tomato sauce. So let's add the tomatoes in. Okay. Now I'm using 4 large cans of diced tomatoes, and you have to really be careful too, because if you were to buy some jarred tomato sauce, they usually have dairy in them as well. Sometimes they add cheese into the sauce. Right. Okay, so let's make fresh breadcrumbs, because we need that for the chicken parmesan.
So why are you making your own homemade breadcrumbs versus the ones that you would just buy in the store?
Well, because you have to be really careful. In the store, like the store brand breadcrumbs, they normally have dairy, which is crazy. I mean, they add milk products into the breadcrumbs, so I think the best way would be just to make our own. And we need the bread anyway for the garlic bread. Okay. We don't need all of it. After we chop the breadcrumbs, we're going to now puree them, put it on, and let them go. Okay? Take a few pinches of salt, some pinches, some grinds of pepper, and then also maybe a palmful of the Italian seasoning. You're going to pour the breadcrumbs into the seasonings, mix them.
Okay.
Right now I'm going to fabricate the chicken, cut the chicken, and you just want to take off anything that looks white or the red line. That's just the tendon. You just want to make sure it's nice and clean.
Okay.
And now I'm going to put it on the foil, which has salt and pepper.
Okay.
So now you can
flip
it and season it on both sides. Dredge it into the egg wash, drain it, make sure that all the liquid comes off before putting it into here.
Okay.
Okay, that looks about good. Then put it into the breadcrumbs, and with a different hand, coat it with your hands. And then pound on it, because since these are fresh breadcrumbs, you need to make sure that they're very coarse, that they stick to the chicken.
Okay.
Okay? Now I'm going to put the saute pan with the garlic and the oil, and we're going to just keep it on medium low, and just let it be until it sizzles. Okay. Take a spatula, mix the basil with the garlic and the oil. Then I'm going to add a little bit of salt.
This looks great.
Smells good. Some pepper. That looks so good.
It's not hard at all.
No. See, you would never know that we're cooking with a food allergy.
Yeah.
Just cook normally. Just use great ingredients. We're going to give the sauce a stir
Smells delicious.
Thank you. Is it in there? There it is. Like finding the golden egg on Easter. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm going to add the fresh basil into the pot. Now, Nicole, we just added the basil.
How come you put the whole basil in it?
Well, because we're going to puree it anyway, so no need to waste time chopping it.
Okay.
Because you're just going to add it in, just like the carrots and the onions later, but earlier. We don't really need to worry about that because we're going to puree it. So this is.
Oh, so you don't have to put it in like a big blender. You can just use a handheld.
Exactly, and this is much safer because with anything hot, you never want to put it in a blender.
Oh.
It would be very dangerous. Everything would come up and, God forbid, splatter and burn you.
Okay.
So this, you want to make sure you always hold the pot at at all times. Keep it down. Never lift it up.
Okay.
And you're just going to push this button. And then once you get it going, go around and around until it's completely pureed, okay? Now we're going to pour some sauce onto the sausage. So that way the sausage stays hot. And when we put it in the oven, it just doesn't take as long. And I also like to use a non-stick pan because a plain stainless steel pan would also stick and it would just be maybe a little bit messier and just as a nice coat. Okay?
Is the pan hot already?
Yeah, you want to make sure the pan is hot and then add the oil and then you wait a few minutes for the oil so that the chicken does not sit in the oil. Okay? Because if the oil's hot, then everything's sizzling and cooking and it goes faster, gets that nice, that crust on it.
How do you know when the chicken is cooked?
Well, once we put it in the oven with the sauce and the cheese, we're going to wait until it's 165 degrees and the cheese is melted. And we're actually using rice cheese. It's made from rice, which is good. I like that better than even soy cheese. Okay, so we're putting it in the oven. Hopefully you can stick it right there. Check on the garlic bread. Looks delicious. And we're going to keep that in the oven for at least 20 minutes. Now I just added the vegan non-dairy butter, which it's called Earth Balance. Okay. And it tastes just as great. It melts beautifully. You see, it looks like butter. Yep. And it tastes great. So now we have 4 tablespoons of this. Now we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of flour. Heaping tablespoons, meaning over. Okay. You don't have to make it accurate. 2 tablespoons of the flour. And then you can make sure, keep it on about medium heat. And what you want to do is whisk the butter and the flour, and it's called a roux. And what you're doing is you're starting to create the base to thicken your lactate milk. Okay. Okay? So what you want to do is just keep whisking it. You don't want any lumps. Just until you see that it starts to thicken up a little bit and develop some flavor. Okay. And if you see that it's still a little bit saucy, you can just add in a little bit more flour. Now add in 1 cup of the lactose-free milk. Okay, so with traditional baked ziti and lasagna, you need ricotta cheese. Okay. So I'm making a cream sauce to take the place, that creamy flavor and texture of the ricotta cheese. Nicole, look at this chicken parm. In this pot, we have the sausage that I've sliced, the cooked ziti, and the sauce. Just a little bit of sauce that, remember, we put on top of the sausage to keep hot. Okay. And now you're mixing it just so that everything has that great sauce flavor and it's not sticking. Once the pasta has the sauce mixed all over, and you know that the cheese sauce won't make it stick, now we're going to add this cheese sauce, which takes the place of the ricotta. Greased pan. We've greased this. We're going to pour it into the baking dish. That looks great.
I like a lot of sauce.
All right, so add a lot of sauce. In total, we used about a full bag of mozzarella cheese, the rice cheese. Okay. Now let's check on the temperature of the chicken. You want to get to the center of the chicken, the thickest part, and go halfway into the center. You don't want to go all the way to the bottom because then it's going to touch the pan, not the chicken. See, look with that.
185?
Yeah, we're fine. You want to use a serrated knife. That means it has like those little teeth at the end of the knife. Okay. And then slice the bread, and we'll plate it.
That's really good.
That's really good. Mm-hmm. I would never even know or care. I actually like it better in a way because it's
so
silkier.
Good. Yeah.
The better without the ricotta cheese.
This is really good. Thank you, Danielle.
You're welcome. Okay, now you have to start cooking for us every Friday night.
All right.
For family night. If you would like to change up your favorite recipe, then contact me, Chef Danielle, from your culinary experience, and let the experience come to you.